Hello there, namaste. So this is body cam footage. Apparently, it's put together, and someone's basically explaining what happened. But this is an 11-year-old prank. 11-year-old's prank ends in felony charge, which of course it will. Of course it will.
So there was a text message from someone saying they were behind a car. Their friend was kidnapped from a Chick-fil-A in Palm Coast, and they were on the interstate behind the car.
Everything on your phone is telling me that you made a phone call 911.
But I didn't talk.
Because you did something stupid.
On July 26, 2023, dispatchers in Volusia County receive urgent 911.
So that happens a lot. That happens a lot. And yes, they can trace your call. Just because you don't talk doesn't mean they don't know where you are. They can track your number. They can track your location. But it's funny how many people don't realize that. But the one thing is, it's like nothing's going to happen to her. What's going to happen is the officers are going to have to take her for a joyride to the precinct where the parents have to go out of their way to go and pick her up. In the end, it wastes time for the officers. It wastes time for the parents. It wastes a ton of time. It's just like, oh my gosh. In my thought, I'm like, if you're not going to do anything to the child in the first place, just don't bother. Just, oh, it was a prank call. Turn around, leave. But then again, the kid wouldn't learn anything. So of course they have to make these shows where they actually have to take the child in, even though it takes away from something else that's more serious. But yeah.
Text from a driver who claims to be following an armed kidnapper's van on the interstate. When they trace the phone, however, they learn the messages are coming from a residence in Port Orange, turning a plea for help into an unexpected lesson in consequences.
I'm telling you this right now, you're going to take this as a lesson at 11 years old, that if you do something stupid in the future, you're going to enjoy those cuffs.
I'm not going to do this again.
The following report is based on official police records, and the footage has mostly never been seen before until now. It's just after 9:45 a.m. when 911 begins receiving texts from someone named Lily Lee Combs. She claims to be following a kidnapper's van on the interstate, and updates are still pouring in. Volusia County deputies, multiple area police departments, and a helicopter join the urgent search. When they fail to locate the van, a deputy tries call.
A helicopter? Patrol cars? That's the thing. So the problem is, if a fine's going to be happen, it's going to go on to the parents. What needs to happen is these kids, well, then again, debt really does nothing to these people. These people are born into a livelihood of debt. Like, most people nowadays learn nothing about what credit score is or what compounding interest is. Most people don't know what anything is. They know what the Pythagorean theorem is. I said it wrong. Sue me. They know what that is, but nobody knows. Oh, what is compounding interest? What is all this extra stuff? What is the benefit or the not benefit of having a credit card? If I can pay now when I don't have money, I should just pay now. It doesn't matter if I have to pay $20 more next when the bill comes due. It's just like a lot of people don't know this stuff. A lot of people don't know this stuff. So it's like I'm trying to think what would be the best lesson. There is no lesson. There is no lesson. I mean, you can put the kids in juvie for a while. I mean, that would probably make the most sense. They do a crime, they do something, they have to get punished for it. Of course, so do the parents, because the parents should be the one teaching responsibility to the kids. They really do. The buck stops with the parents. It doesn't go to the teachers. It doesn't go to the society. No, it's the parents. It doesn't go to the internet. No, it's the parents. It's the parents' responsibility. I mean, why does 11-year-old have a phone? Seriously, why does an 11-year-old have a phone? What do they need a phone for? What does an 11-year-old girl need a phone for? Please, someone tell me. Someone tell me. Because in my head, I can't think of anything. To call their parents? They can use the house phone. They can use a school phone. It just, where are they going to be other than at house, school, or a friend's house? I always start judging people, like the parents, as soon as I see a kid holding a cell phone. Immediately, I judge them. I understand that sometimes parents just want to keep their kids silent, so they'll hand them their own phone, and then you end up with like hundreds of games downloaded on your phone. But when you personally buy your kid their own phone, that's going an extra step a little too far. That you need to pay the consequences of your child's actions because you're giving them the ability. I mean, she was using her own phone. Let's just be honest.
Calling the phone number that's been sending the text messages.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi. Is this the, what's your name? Can you hear me? Hello? I'm trying to reach the person that called 911. Yeah, can you hear me? Oh, shut up.
Please leave your message for 3.
No, it's going to voicemail. It says, RP confirming they're in a blue Jeep. Victim is in a white van. They can see they are being restrained through the windows. At the turnaround?
A new text message comes through, including a detailed description of the suspect, who's described as having brown hair and blue eyes.
How is she behind him? She's seeing this happen and she knows what color eyes he has. That's weird. brown hair and blue eyes, but she's behind him. Like,
if she was like saw the incident or saw witnessed the kidnapping, or I mean,
It's called an out-of-body experience.
And them and know any of this.
yeah, RP confirming they were in a blue Jeep, victim in a white van. Of course, it's a white van. Like, it just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm not saying this by any means, but it's just,
Yeah.
I've had.
It's funny that you can tell the officers are already like, we don't believe this. We don't believe this. Everything. Like, there are times, and I've been supervisor, I've been in charge of groups, where people start giving too much information and you realize that they're just trying to tell a story to show, like, to just prove, oh, I'm not lying because I can tell you this, and I can tell you this, and I can tell you this, even though you didn't ask for that stuff. You can tell they're lying, and it's just, I was like, I didn't ask for that information. What? Well, oh, yeah, you're telling me so I don't go in and go, like, double check your information. I just go like, okay, yeah, she clearly knows that the eyes are blue. She clearly knows there's brown hair. She clearly knows that he's wearing UNK clothing or something, whatever it said. It's just, and of course, it's a white van. Of course. When every single vehicle can be used for things. It isn't just one type of vehicle. I had myself a panel van, and I gotta say, when I had that vehicle, I absolutely loved it. One of the best work vehicles I had ever invested in. I freaking loved it, and if this, I would probably get another. I would, honestly, if it wasn't for this, I'd probably get another. But because of this, I am not allowed, because I am a good husband and I listen to my wife. And I'm not allowed to have a good work van. Yeah. But yeah, of course, they blame it on the van.
Their suspicions about the text messages are all but confirmed when a GPS trace on the phone comes back to a residence in Port Orange, indicating the texter is not traveling on the highway as they claimed. Deputies quickly head to the residence to investigate.
Hi there, how you doing? Is this your residence, sir?
This is.
Do you have a daughter or a child at the home named by Lily Lee?
No.
No?
Anybody home?
Yeah, my wife, my kids. We just got home from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I have an Ava and a Mikey.
Ava and a Mikey?
Yep.
One Delta 5.
Would you like to see them?
The deputies follow him to his house, where he informs his wife what's going on.
There was a 911 call?
Yeah, so somebody called in, or well, they texted.
Sorry, I'm in my pajamas.
No, it's fine.
You're fine.
Someone texted into 911 that someone was getting kidnapped and they were on the interstate, but then when they went and did like a location on the phone, the address was showing up here.
As their daughter Ava steps into the garage, her phone rings. The deputy answers it, leading to a shocking conclusion.
Hello? Hold on. Who's this?
Georgia County Sheriff's Office.
All right, cool. This is Deputy Asby, the Sheriff's Office.
Oh, good. You got her.
Yep. All right.
Oh, okay. Is her dad home?
Yep. I got both her parents here.
Yeah, we're gonna ask the sheriff to go away in a second.
Thanks.
I don't like how they're talking so chill about the whole thing. I don't like how they're just being like, hey. I'm not a fan of that. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan of that. It's illegal to call in a false police report. It is illegal. It's against the law. But stupid people be stupid. That girl is going places. I'm telling you. She is going places. In a few years, you'll find her online raking in the money from a ton of simps. I'm calling it now.
Bye-bye.
What happened? I'm so.
Let me see this phone.
Yeah, so all these other numbers. So there's a phone call out to 911.
There's a phone call out to
Yeah.
that one? What time?
That's
There's
her
one right
call. That's
here.
her calling it.
There's 911 again right there.
This phone was called
These
in.
numbers calling back in are no caller ID.
You did.
Well, there's 3 different times of 911 was called out from this phone.
9:30 a.m.
Yep.
That was the initial call.
Twice.
But I didn't mean to call that because I. But you did.
Reports show that the number belonging to Ava dialed 911 at 9:30. When asked where the emergency is, a female identified as possibly a juvenile responded, "I'm sorry, I dialed the wrong number." The same phone number would later begin texting 911 to report the kidnapping.
When did. I'm just so confused. I'm sorry. When did you guys. You got a message about an interstate?
So there was a text message from someone saying they were behind a car.
Could I call this
Who
back?
was kidnapped.
That's
Their friend was kidnapped from a Chick-fil-A in Palm Coast, and they were on the interstate behind the car.
What time is this?
This
Today?
is this is today. This
Oh,
is
we
actively
got
going on
home
right
at
now.
2:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So we were here the whole time since 2:30. We were on the interstate coming home from
everything's showing that
Pennsylvania.
Right.
you called out.
We showed up here like 2:10, 2:15.
Okay.
And we
Yeah,
went
but
No, woman, listen. They're saying she's falsifying a report. They're not saying that she was telling them all this while you guys were on the road. No, she was putting a falsified report. She called the number by accident. She realized she could text 911, so she started creating a falsified report just to have fun. I'm pretty sure there's a TikTok video out there of her basically talking about her doing this. Let's be honest. That's probably going to be at the end. It was like, oh, and here's the TikTok of her talking about the whole thing. Because people be stupid.
bed
but these 911 calls.
for this
Ow.
morning. You were calling 911?
No,
You were.
duh.
Don't look surprised. You did. You
Did
did
you?
it on your phone.
Did they say anything to you? No one said anything to you?
Did you say, Ava, you have to explain what happened here. Something's
See,
going
this
on.
is this is one of the issues. This is one of the issues. Listen to them. Listen to the parents. The mother's trying to justify, oh, well, maybe. Oh, just explain. Just explain. The father has to keep his mouth shut because he can't do anything. Officers are there, and he'd probably end up with a restraining order or something because he would actually have to do his fatherly duty of beating the crap out of a child who's being disrespectful, using up police officers' time, whose time is valuable and should be used to actually solve crimes. Yeah, it just, you listen to her and you realize where the problem lies. This is families not taking accountability for themselves. The child became so chaotic because they gave her a phone. Like I said, she would have her own personal phone. She's 11 freaking years old. Why does she have a phone? Seriously, why? What imbecile would give an 11-year-old a phone? I don't know. Maybe she has her TikTok somewhere. But yeah, I mean, and the fact that she's like, oh, well, just explain it to me. Explain it to me. No, it's cut and dry. You already have all the evidence. You don't need to have the child's explanation. You just need to beat the crap out of him. I'd be a good parent.
No, what do you know?
Mikey, go inside. Ava, get your shoes on. Come out here.
I didn't hit anything. Want me to close the door?
You're not in trouble. You just need to know what happened.
You know, I'm getting so pissed. I want to slap her. I want to slap her. That's how pissed I am getting. I want to slap some sense into the mother. Oh, you're not in trouble. You are in trouble. You broke the law. It's just this mother's absolutely mentally disturbed. This is the problem with the US right now. Sadly, it's beta males and mothers who are just like, oh, I wasn't treated the way I wished I was treated when I was a kid, so I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. You broke the law, but you're not in trouble. You did nothing wrong, but you broke the law. But you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. I just want to hear what you have to say. What was going through your head? Talk to me. I'm your friend. I'm your friend. Tell me your story. Tell me your story. I'm your bestie. You're a freaking parent. Act like one. Oh my freaking gosh. I'm glad the father up and left, because he probably would have ended up smacking her. I mean, what do the officers think listening to the mother say this kind of stuff? I'm getting pissed for them. I mean, she should get booked as well.
To know and understand, because this is like weird.
Because we got to make sure that there's not somebody that's being kidnapped on the interstate. We're trying to find them. And
Open your mouth if you said something on the phone.
I didn't say anything.
Everything on your phone is telling me that you made a phone call 911.
But I didn't talk.
While one deputy heads to her cruiser, she greets officers from the Port Orange Police Department who have just arrived at the scene.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, I was just trying to make heads and tails of that damn call. There's so
Where's-
many notes in it, my God.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. We're with the parents and the daughter, and I guess the daughter did have. We pulled up the call log, and she did call 911.
So the whole armed kidnapping thing and all that stuff is bogus, or?
There was no text evidence when we looked through it, so I don't know if she deleted it real quick or if it's like through an app. Yeah, it seems it's probably just the swatting thing. She's like 10 years old, so.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
While Ava's parents.
Yeah. Wow. A child has a cell phone. Wow. Yeah, so the parents should take responsibility. It is the parents' fault. See, when there's a child, if they're not mature enough to truly understand, and let's be honest, if they're not being raised properly, the parents are at fault. Hands down. But once that child is an adult, they are at fault. I've always been, it's like, you don't blame the schools. Oh, the school didn't teach my kid that if she falsifies a report, she could get jail time. It's the school's fault. The school didn't teach them. I blame the school. I mean, that happens all the freaking time because a lot of parents don't want to take responsibility for crap. They don't want to blame themselves. It's easier to pass the buck down. But no, if it's a child, it's the parent's fault. It's that simple. Sure, some kids are absolute tyrants, but in the end, it's the parents' fault. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
Demand an explanation. Deputies prepare to Mirandize the 11-year-old, who has yet to fully grasp the gravity of the situation.
You just lied to the police and mommy and daddy. You just lied to everybody.
And mommy and daddy. Just like, woman, you're not even sounding upset. You're not even sounding. When you want to distance yourself and show how you're upset with your child, you need to start, like, your child is wanting to act like an adult, wanting to cause a prank, wanting to cause working officers trouble. Start treating her, just call yourself mother and father because you want to distance yourself from that closeness. Mommy and daddy is something for, like, kids. She's not wanting to be a kid. Gosh, I hate right now I'm hating the mother more than anyone else. What was the father doing? He was out mowing the lawn. I mean, I've seen King of the Hill. I know that's a man's greatest task, just being out in the front, mowing the lawn. All men getting together on the lawn, talking about how they mowed the lawn and propane accessories. But, Peggy Hill here does not know how to be a parent.
You have 3 shots here for stupidity.
Tell them what you just said to us.
Open your mouth. I'm telling you, open your mouth.
There you go.
Read you something?
And then we're going to ask you some questions. What's your name? Ava?
So, you see what happened there? The father had to leave. He had to leave. And the mother's mad now because of the father. Not what the daughter did, but what the father just said.
How old are you, Ava?
All right, Miss Ava, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and to have the lawyer present during any questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before my questioning if you wish.
We're reading her rights.
Because you did something stupid.
Right.
Thank you.
Let me explain something here, okay? You can cry about this. What you've done here is a felony.
Yes.
Okay? It's a felony crime, and you probably had 20 law enforcement officers at least, a helicopter, and all running with lights and siren on high speed to try to apprehend or try to stop a serious forcible felony from happening. Do you know what happens if one of those officers crashes and gets killed on the way to responding to something that you did as a joke? So you better take this serious.
Under pressure from...
See, that's the thing. I don't mean to be sexist, but the father's finally snapped. The mother's still, being the mother. They're supposed to be the emotional tether, so it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, they got to learn to when to step back and let the father take charge. And then you have the male officer basically being like, I don't care how old you are. My officers, my brothers in arms are risking their lives, risking their time, going at, 80 miles, 100 miles an hour down a freeway to try and find what's going on. I mean, because he's thinking about what needs to be thought about. He's bringing the picture to light. It's not, oh, just talk to me. Just talk to me.
both her father and the deputy, Ava offers an excuse for her actions, which doesn't sit well with the deputy.
Ava, you need to tell the exact truth. I don't want a story. I don't care what it is. I want the exact truth.
You can't make this go away by being quiet. The only thing you're going to end up, that's going to happen to you is you're going to end up in a pair of handcuffs going to our juvenile facility. I'm not going to mince any words with you. That's a very distinct possibility of what can happen here today.
Just take her.
She didn't have any part in this. This was all you.
Yesterday, I think my brother said something that I know just made me pop in my head, and then I...
So, she's passing the blame. She's passing the blame. Oh, it's my brother. I'm assuming younger brother. It's his fault.
I'm doing today and doing all this.
Was he part of planning this with you?
No, he just said it, and I...
What did he say?
He said, what's 911?
This is your brother?
Yeah, he said it this way. You want to get him?
Well, we can, when we're done, will you go wait a minute?
And then I said, no, we can't. And then I had an idea this morning, and then I just...
So you're trying to blame this on your brother?
You could ask me.
Did he, was he with
He's
you when
7.
you made this call?
I called it. I told you he was younger. Of course he's younger. Oh my freaking gosh. You see, the mother's finally, her brain is shutting down little by little by little. Because one of her children is at risk. So she's like, yes, I need to protect my child. That's a mother's job, right? The father is the one that protects the family. The mother kind of protects the children and is the nurturing one, the one that listens to them. But the second the little tyrant starts to blame the sibling, you can see her start to slowly get pissed. And then as soon as she opens her mouth, he's 7. It's a completely different tone. A completely different tone than the nurturing person that she was before. Why? Because her other child is being put on the chopping block now. Her youngest child. It's just like she's drawing the line in the sand right there. Just like, nope, that's not happening.
No.
Okay, was he with you when you made these texts?
No.
Okay, then you did this.
You were on your own for this. And if your brother's 7 years old, you're not going to blame your 7-year-old brother for this. This was all your decision. Okay.
To call 911 to do what? What did he say to call 911?
Just call 911. You could ask him.
So can I ask?
What if
was
he told you to
something
go up on the roof
YouTube
and jump
that you
off the
saw?
roof? Would you do that? What's the difference?
Deputies will soon discover the startling truth behind Ava's fabricated story. For now, Ava's mother raises concerns about recent questionable activity on Ava's phone, but it does little to impact the situation.
You know?
So I have something really weird with that phone. When we first got that, the phone kept ringing non-stop, ringing.
Great. Now she's trying to deflect it. What does it matter? Okay, so if you get a new phone, and let's say you're giving it to a child, that number came from somewhere. And in this day and age, there are a lot of phones out there which are freely given to the homeless who always end up with new phone numbers. It's possible, it's possible that she ended up with the phone number, because this happens to my wife, she ended up with a phone number that used to belong to somebody else. It's possible. So you will constantly get texts, constantly get calls by people who think you're Brooke or somebody you're not, because your number used to belong to somebody else. That's just the way it is. Now she's like, oh, it's ringing, it's ringing, it's ringing.
Ringing in to me. And I was picking it up and there was like people talking and like, I'm like, hello, hello. And like nonstop, every 4 seconds there was a call coming in with random numbers and I didn't know them. And I was saying, block contact. Like as soon as we got that phone number.
Okay, well, that has nothing to do with what went on today.
Questions about her intent.
Thank you, father and officer. It's just like, that has nothing to do with what's going on right now. Yes, it has nothing. It has absolutely nothing.
Questions lead to a harsh reality check from the deputy, who forces Ava to consider the possible consequences of the false report.
What were you planning on happening out of this? Well, what did you think was going to happen when you said somebody was kidnapped and somebody had a gun? What did you think was going to happen? Well, did you have any thoughts about how much of the law enforcement resources in this area you were going to take up by doing that? I probably never thought of that, right? Did you think of the men and women that have families at home that are driving 90 or 100 miles an hour with their lights and siren on, trying to
I said it. I said 80 to 100, but yeah, 90 to 100.
save somebody who's a victim of an armed kidnapping, that they could be involved in a traffic crash and be seriously injured or killed because you wanted to make a joke?
Yeah, it's funny. As this has gone on, look at where the father has located himself. In the beginning, he was there with his wife and daughter. But as it's gone on, he's moved to switch sides to be on the officer's side. Because he's in complete agreement with them. Absolutely. Absolutely. The mother, of course, still thinks that the child is innocent and there's nothing wrong, because apparently she was getting spam called because her brand new phone with a brand new phone number apparently was registered to someone else previously. That's what happens. Again, if you stop paying your phone bill, guess what? Your number's already in the register. If someone's going to get a phone or activate a phone, they will reuse that phone number. It's much easier than having to just log in a bunch of new digits into the system. Just reuse the old number. Give it to somebody else who's actually going to pay the bill. Guess what? Now that you're no longer going to pay for the phone bill for your daughter, that phone number that she no longer can use is going to end up with somebody else. That's probably the number my wife ended up with. That's probably it. That's why she gets all those messages. You know what? I'm going to say that right now. The number this moronic child used to have is the one my wife has. That explains why they talk about separation. That explains why they talk about the daughter or the girl being so far away. That explains, because after a situation like this, you would want to, well, I have a feeling the husband's going to end up divorcing the woman.
Does that seem funny to you? Would that be funny if that happened? Because I can tell you that would be even more serious than what you're looking at right now.
Mm-hmm.
You physically see your father walk up to sheriffs, military, everybody, thank you for your service. And then you do like this?
Though it wasn't captured on camera, reports state that Ava admitted to getting the idea to prank 911 from a YouTube challenge, and a deputy attempts to get more details.
Where was this video that you saw? Where was it? On YouTube?
Of course it was.
Do you remember who the creator
course it was.
or who the poster was, what it was about?
See, again, to have that is wrong. Absolutely wrong. But the people shouldn't be encouraging things like that. But the parents are to blame. Why are the parents allowing the kid to watch this stuff on YouTube? Why are the parents allowing the child to have a phone? Why are the parents allowed to... like, that's the thing. I remember I'd get home from school, and we were allowed probably an hour of screen time before we had to start doing homework and things like that. I remember watching Pokemon and Digimon. Really, that was it. That was all that was really on TV at that time after school. And that's it. I wasn't allowed to watch Power Rangers. I wasn't allowed to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I wasn't allowed to watch Rugrats. I wasn't allowed... Yeah, you can say I was sheltered, but at the same time, I at least had boundaries. I at least knew how to respect. I didn't have a phone till I was 18 years old, and phones had already been out for years. Personal cell phones had already been out for years. I didn't get one till I was 18 years old, and I didn't even need one at that point in time. I was still at home. I was going to college, sure, kind of. Yeah, I was going to college, community college, and then I started going to college online, and then I finally, eventually went to college, traveling there. And then eventually, yeah, you need a phone. You need a phone. But, again, it's the parents' fault. Yes, those videos shouldn't be posted on YouTube. Anytime you see someone like that saying, oh, you should try this challenge, report it. Immediately report it. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. If you see someone in a challenge video saying, oh, do this, it'll be funny, report it. Because that's the thing. There are parents who are terrible parents and do not monitor their children. Yeah, it's funny. But because it's like, I respect this father, but he was doing his job. He was mowing the lawn. Who do not monitor their children, give them phones when they shouldn't have phones, and then they're easily susceptible to people online. That's a massive issue. They're easily susceptible to people online. So you got to stop the people online as well. Because... there are adults who are stupid enough to listen to what people say to do. There are.
What do you mean by all of this?
So another lie.
This as in what? So it was a video about the Palm Coast Chick-fil-A. That's it. That's all the video was about? Gotcha. So, yep. So you saw a video that somebody made about how fun it would be to call 911 or text 911.
What happened to blaming her brother?
Somebody's trying to get
now she's blaming the internet.
It's got to be fun to recreate that. Is that what you're telling me? Okay.
However, Ava is about to realize an apology won't be enough to escape the consequences. Meanwhile, one deputy reveals that he was able to reach Ava by phone just before their arrival and got a less than friendly response from the young girl.
27 minutes, she lied to the dispatcher or the call taker over text, and then when I caught her up, she told me to F myself and stop responding.
Caught her up?
Like, got her caught up. Like, hey, you know what's up? The jig's up.
That's when she started deleting more text messages.
Mm-hmm.
Based on Ava's statements, deputies decide there's enough probable cause to arrest Ava and prepare to take the 11-year-old into custody.
That's the funny thing, though. They read her rights. They read her rights and then convinced her to talk. You were read your rights. you stay silent. So she literally, everything you say has the right to be used in court. I mean, she had the right to remain silent, and she didn't. So, of course, everything she said is usable in court. It's a good thing they read her their rights. If they didn't read her their rights in the beginning, all this would, yes, they would have footage. Yes, they would have this, but they could easily make the claim, oh, they did not speak to her about her rights. They didn't do this. I mean, that's why body cam footage has everything written on it, because you have to know the date. You have to know the time. So that way things aren't misconstrued. You have to know the number it's on, for whose body, where it's located, everything. Everything. You need to know it all. Resisting arrest.
She can't sit in a dentist's office. That's why I'm saying.
Deep breath.
Resisting arrest.
Listen carefully. Don't make this.
No.
No. Yes, the father and mother probably should be cuffed as well, but it's the child that needs to pay the consequences for her actions. It's the parents' job to make sure it doesn't get to that point.
She is going to hurt herself right now.
She's not going to. Don't prevent her. So
Doesn't
stop.
hurt.
Listen to me. What's your Ava? Ava, stop struggling, okay? They're not going to hurt you. Yeah, they're not going to hurt you. Listen carefully what's going to happen here. No one's going to hurt you. You're going to sit in the car for now, okay? If you go somewhere, what it's going to involve is taking pictures, taking fingerprints, and then they're going to call your parents to come and get you. So don't make the situation any worse. They'll be up.
See, that's what I mean. Is first they had to get all the officers, the helicopter, everything. Then they find her. Then they have to give her a speech. Then they take her in just for her parents to come and pick her up. But they do need to save her number and all her information and everything. They do need to document her and give her a criminal record. She needs to have a record. Yes, I know she's underage. Like, that's one thing I don't like, is like kids will do things, and then as soon as they become an adult, everything's like expunged. There, it's like, oh, you're an adult now, so everything you did as a child doesn't really affect you as an adult anymore. It should. It really should.
Shortly after that.
Go in the car?
No, you can't go in the car.
You can cuff me if you have to.
It just can't happen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this right now. You're going to take this as a lesson at 11 years old, that if you do something stupid in the future, you're going to enjoy those cuffs.
I'm not going to do this again.
Ava is placed into the back of the police car, where her father delivers a few hard truths.
I'm just warning you, you're not going to sit for a couple hours. They're going to be bringing you into a building, fingerprinting you, doing all sorts of stupid for your stupid. Your life just changed, kid. Over a phone call, your life just changed.
Minutes later, the reality of the situation continues to have an emotional impact on her parents.
This is the best punishment for her right now. Stop stressing. This is the best thing for her because she doesn't get it.
It sucks for us. I work my off with you to keep this kid doing stuff normal like we did as kids, and this is the she does.
Because you got her a freaking phone. You can't talk about when you were a kid and compare it to an 11-year-old having a phone. You didn't have a phone when you were a kid. But yes, he was probably trying. My assumption is it was this one was the problematic one. She's the one at fault for most of it, because us guys, we're simple creatures. We're simple creatures. We are very... You can tell how we are on our face. It's there. And if our wives, the ones we care about, kind of come to us with it, we'll say yes, even if it is against our better judgment. I'm pretty sure he didn't want to do it. But it was the woman he loves saying, oh, she's a good girl. We could get her it. And guess what? He caved against his better judgment. But us men are simple. We're simple. We're easily manipulated against our better judgment. Yeah.
According to a statement from the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, 11-year-old Ava was charged with making a false police report concerning the use of a firearm in a violent manner, a felony, and misuse of 911, a misdemeanor. After being processed at the Family Resource Center, she was later transferred to the Volusia Regional Juvenile Detention Center in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Yeah.
An experience she is unlikely to forget. We requested more information about her case from the Volusia County Juvenile Court, and they said nothing is releasable.
Whew. Got to say, I agree. I like that.
So there was
I
actually-
absolutely like that. Yeah, it's not releasable. Of course, she's underage. She's underage. It's just a lot of that stuff just goes black bag and disappears. I'm surprised they got this much, because someone's juvie record disappears. Yeah, for the most part. I gotta say, it's just enraging. It's enraging to see people and just like being so stupid, being so freaking stupid. It's like, this is the problem. It's like, I talk about it. I keep saying it's children having children. People who aren't mature start having children. And guess what? Their immaturity is, I want to be best friends with the child because my mother raised me as a good friend. And it's just children having children, having children, having children. That eventually we get to a point, especially this day and age where the world is so small and technology is so accessible and everyone has a computer in their pocket. That's what a phone is. And for those of you that don't understand, and it just ruins everything. We really need to have, kids are not allowed online till at least they're an adult. It should be treated like a license. It should be treated like alcohol. It should be treated like a drug. It should be treated where you have to show proof that you're reliable. Like driving. You need to get to a certain age before you can even get a whatever. What's it called? Where you get a driver's permit. And even then, you still need someone else in the car with you as you drive. And then as soon as you get your license, you're good. Like, there should literally be, and I know this is going to not sound right to people, but that's the thing. It's like, parents can't be trusted to monitor their children, obviously. So it just, it's just messed up. It's just messed up. I firmly believe it's the children who had kids who weren't mature enough. And then their kids had kids and they were even more immature than their parents were. And now we're stuck with a generation of adult babies having babies. It's just, that's just the way it is. Oh my freaking gosh. This is aggravating. This is aggravating. Seeing taxpayer dollars go to waste. Go to waste. But the fact that she actually got booked and everything, yeah, she needs to suffer for that. She needs to. Sure, the parents are going to suffer, but they'll do better with their second try, with their mic. They'll do better with the 7-year-old. The 7-year-old will probably spend a few years not knowing he has a sister. if she's spending time in juvie. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Oh, I freaking hate the world I live in. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.
You guys got a video? So bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait on that.